But let's begin in Saskatchewan, where the province declared a state of emergency today. They aren't the only province. BC and Ontario have made the same decision. Sam McKeag is the host of CBC Saskatchewan News at 6 in Regina. She joins me now live. Sam, what's happening in your province?
Carol, it's been a wild day in Saskatchewan. Today was supposed to be our provincial budget. Instead, the finance minister released a spending report without a revenue forecast. And, as you said, our premier declared a state of emergency.
The declaration of a provincial state of emergency provides our government with powers that include the ability to limit travel to or from a community or a region of the province, and directing that a property or equipment can be deployed to address the COVID-19 pandemic that we are facing.
Carol, the pandemic has grown in Saskatchewan. Our number of cases has actually doubled since yesterday, from 8 to 16 cases. 2 of those have been confirmed, the rest of them presumptive. Today, our provincial chief medical health officer gave us an update on the situation.
We don't have any evidence of community transmission at this point, but we expect it to happen. In the instances in Saskatchewan and in many parts of Canada, the way people who are symptomatic self-isolate at home, clear instruction is given to them, and there's been very few cases of secondary transmission in the whole household setting. We have just seen one instance, and that may have been a common exposure while traveling to another province, but we have not seen any evidence of secondary household transmission. It means that people are able to self-isolate even within the household. By community transmission, we mean that someone shows up in ER and they have not traveled anywhere, they were not in contact with the person who was sick, or you get an outbreak in a long-term care facility where no one visited the long-term care facility who was sick and had just traveled from abroad. So then you can't find where it came from. So that's when we say it's community transmission. We still try to search for the source, but if we can't find anything in a few days, we say community transmission is here. It may only be in a part of the province.
Now, Carol, the province has also made changes so that Crown utilities, think power, energy, phone, they're going to be implementing programs with zero interest bill deferral for up to 6 months for people who might not be able to make bill payments because of restrictions related to COVID-19.
Sam, up until today, you had just 8 cases, and now it's 16. How is the community handling social distancing?
Well, in some cases, it's been great, and others, not so much. Today, the government added new restrictions for mass gatherings. They'd already been reduced to 250 people. Today, that number dropped to fewer than 50. Restaurants and bars are required to limit capacity to 50% or 50 people, whatever's fewer. And they also need to maintain 1 to 2 meters between customers. Many gyms, fitness centers, restaurants, they all closed before the new mandate. They actually encouraged people to stay home yesterday for St. Patrick's Day. And this is having an impact on both funerals and weddings, too. I caught up with a bride from Regina whose wedding was canceled not once, but twice. She'd planned a destination wedding to the Dominican to leave this coming weekend, and she canceled that, planned a local one, and then pulled the plug on that one, too.
It's honestly been a roller coaster. I don't know if I'm devastated. I don't know if I should be happy and things will line up at a different time. I have my family here and we are safe and healthy, and really that's what I keep saying is what matters.
She tells me she remains hopeful that one day she'll get to wear her hand-beaded dress that took into account her Métis heritage. But for now, she's just doing her best, like the rest of us, to be in proper isolation. And she's not alone. Dr. Shahab says weddings are not worth the risk and many people are canceling. But it's not all bad news. One of our reporters went out while social distancing to find out how people here think we can support each other.
I think everybody should just do their best to stay away from other people, and you can't be perfect. That's why I'm out today.
You go to the stores and it's funny because everybody's buying up everything. Like I've always kept everything stocked up, so there is no huge necessity. Beer, I enjoy my beer, so I'm making sure I have some beer at home.
Just do your best to comply with the requests that the government and the province are making of us.
Thanks, Carol.
All right. Sam McKeag is the host of CBC Saskatchewan News at 6 in Regina. Sam, thank you so much.